Valentine's Day. It can be a great day for love and a horrible night for sex. Let's talk about this right quick because Valentine's Day is tailor-made for women. It's all laid out for them. They're getting the cards, the attention that they're looking for, with the chocolates, and you go out to dinner and you're getting the wine or the alcohol or whatever, and that leads up to love and romance and hopefully sex in the evening time. However, for guys, it's the complete opposite. Everything I just laid out can have its drawbacks in terms of you having a wonderful night with your sex life. So let's break down how that works, because I'm Uncle B. I've been working with hundreds of guys and couples being the sexual performance coach with African Fly. And I've heard a lot. I mean, you're talking about 20 years of Valentine's Day. So you're picking up a bunch of information. And I want to share that with you right now. And if you like what you hear, go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification button, and we'll be able to get you more information as it comes out. But for right now, let's go ahead and break it down till it can't be broken anymore. So, okay, let's go ahead and dive deep into this. Valentine's Day, like I said, is tailor-made for women. They're getting all the attention that they want. Women are attention machines, men are encouragement machines. And so with this day tailor-made for them, they're getting everything that they need. And for guys, well, it's helpful to us because, well, we know the basic things that we need to get, get her a car, get her some chocolates or some candy. And, the routine is listed out. But there's a problem with all these things in this routine. So let's take a look at them. And the first of them being chocolate, being the candy. Well, for a woman, this is great. She's getting that attention. For a man, you can't have any of that sugar. Sugar lowers your testosterone. And remember, the bursting and burning of testosterone is what fuels an erection. So if you don't have testosterone, you're not going to have a good erection, and sugar is going to pound your testosterone. And if you're already having erection issues, it's just going to compound it and make it worse. And then later on in the day, typically either you're going to make dinner, she's going to make dinner, or you're going out to dinner. And because it's a celebratory day, people tend to eat more than they should. And for guys, that's another no-no, because we're talking about your sexual performance. And just like they tell you not to eat right before you go swimming, well, that's because when your body is going through the digestive process, it is breaking down the food in your stomach, and it takes about 3 hours, and it takes the energy of a workout. So if you're eating right before having sex, you're having a workout while having a workout. So it's not going to work well. What you need to do is eat light. Eat light throughout the day. The best sex that you can have is actually on a fully empty stomach. A fasted sex is much better. We won't get into that right now, but just trust me on this. On that day, go ahead and eat less than you normally would. It will help you out. Also, drinks. Now, people like to go out and get their favorite wine and, get their drinks. It's a celebratory day. That's another problem because alcohol has a lot of sugar in it, which is going to lower your testosterone. And it also happens to be a poison that makes you feel woozy. So that's not going to help you out with your sexual performance either. Your body's sitting there repairing the problems that you just had with all this alcohol. And so it's not producing more testosterone. So you're going to run into a problem right there. So that takes us on to the next issue, which is stress. Now, you can have stress from Valentine's Day from a couple of different angles. One is just making sure that she's happy, that you've done the right things. The Valentine's Day was a success. And it's also the stress of knowing that, well, we're going to be doing something later on in the evening, and I already have some issues. So let's deal with those two in two different ways. The first one, plan ahead. If you plan ahead, you don't have to worry about the day of scrambling to get flowers because they cost more on the day of, or chocolate because the stores are going to run out, or anything like that, trying to get a reservation at the last second because your favorite restaurant is filled up. So if you plan ahead, that's going to alleviate a bunch of stress. And let me put you up on game. Let your uncle put you up on game. Financially, like I said, it's going to cost you a little bit more right after Christmas and New Year's, and now you have another holiday where you're supposed to spend some money. Well, like I said, they want attention. So be creative. Back in the day, what I did, I went and grabbed a dozen roses from out of the 7-Eleven, the cheapest roses you could possibly get. But what I did with them is I went to every area that I knew my girl was going to that day. So I had some rose at her door. I wasn't there. I just left the rose there at her door. No note, just the rose. I knew she went over to her homegirl's place to catch a ride. I dropped a rose off at her place, let her know. I was like, don't tell her I did it. Obviously she did. I started going to each place that I knew at work. I knew where she typically went to lunch. I had a rose at each point. By the time she got back home, there was another rose at the door again. When I showed up, I had the other 6 roses. Oh, it was a beautiful thing. It was a cheap and beautiful thing. I got what I wanted without spending a whole bunch of money. So be creative. It'll help. That'll alleviate the stress. And that takes us to our 5th point, foreplay. If you're going to have a good sexual performance, take your time and enjoy the foreplay. Why is that important? Because you're talking about cortisol. Cortisol is the stress hormone, and you're talking about testosterone. Those two things working opposite of each other. So the more cortisol you have, the less testosterone you're going to have. If you're in foreplay, it's releasing that cortisol. You're getting less stress. And so as that happens, your testosterone levels are going to go up. Your erections are going to go up. You have a better sexual performance. So those are the things that you need to look out for. You need to look out for the sugar and the chocolates and the candy. You need to look out for a heavy dinner. You need to look out for having too many drinks. It doesn't matter what type of drinks we're talking about. Even beer can wreck your erections. And also stress. Plan ahead so you don't have to worry about the stress, and use foreplay to your advantage. So let me give you one more bonus strategy that you can use, and that is to use a product like African Fly. It's an all-natural liquid aphrodisiac. I've been working with African Fly for the past 20 years, so you don't sell something on the internet for 20 years that doesn't work. And to answer the questions that I know that are popping in your head, yes, it does work. 1, 2, I do use it. And 3, yes, it works for women too. Go to theafricanfly.com, look at the blog, and you'll find some interesting articles that'll give you even more information on how to use it, how to best use it. I mean, it's just a great product. Go ahead and try it out. So this is Uncle B. I hope you like all the information that I just gave you. Please give me a thumbs up. Please go ahead and subscribe and hit the notification so that we can give you more content and you'll see it coming. You're going to enjoy it. I guarantee. I guarantee. This has been Valentine's Day. I hope I broke it down until it can't be broken anymore for you. Enjoy.